This is where you can, I've warned people before, you have to be careful because we're listening, but this is where you can come in and contribute directly and discuss directly ideas about the future of mobile, things you want to see in the platform. And in this context, this is a custom idea Agora. If you're not familiar with the concept, you can be positive or negative about ideas that are out there. It creates almost a social currency, which I'll warn you can be a little addictive. Some people just sit there all day, voting ideas up, down, trying to submit new ones and hog attention and stuff like that. So it can be kind of addictive in that way. But I think the most powerful thing about it is you can transform ideas, go through stages of maturity, and expose others in the community. Immediately collaborate and work with others in the community to get those ideas into the marketplace. And again, you can do this through the new ideas site that we've launched today. But remember, we're a movement. There's some very specific things we're doing to continue this rate of innovation. And I want to give you kind of a progress update on this movement. We started down this path earlier this year, and it's quite incredible what we've achieved since then. Even 6 months ago, I couldn't tell you there were 100 employees in the foundation. I'm not sure everybody's fully aware of that. We actually created a startup at the heart of an ecosystem and a community. We licensed a trademark called Symbian. We have benefited from the tremendous contribution of Nokia and many other partners. I'll speak a little bit more about that in a moment. And now we're working with you to take all of this forward. Right now there are over 165 member companies that have signed up in this same period of time. It's a great concept to realize that one of the things you've done as a startup is this quickly engage that many members. And one of the key things about the member companies we work with versus any other movement that's out there is we drive and we talk and we listen more, I would argue, than almost any other movement I've been exposed to. We take it very seriously in that way as a leadership team and as a foundation at the heart of this community. So what we do with members is we ask them for contributions on a regular basis. We say, add it to the distribution. Change your royalty licensing model. Embrace an open source model in terms of what you do. And in that context, we've also been successful in taking well over 100 different packages. Packages are what we refer to when we say the distribution. They're components of code. And in these packages, we've already released 16 of them to EPL, fully open source. And I'm proud to say one of the other things we've done is we've taken the industry's most advanced kernel technology in an operating system and just recently made that available as complete open source as well and ahead of schedule. This is a microkernel. That means when compared to other kernels out there, it is more portable across application processors and hardware configurations. It is a true multitasking kernel. It's what gives you the ability to have 5 to 7 to 10 points of presence and simultaneous activities on your mobile products. It's a very powerful thing. And anybody who was sitting on the sidelines saying, "Are you serious?" a year ago? You really going to do this? Are they going to let you do this, whoever they may be? Should get off the sidelines and come into the game. The microkernel is assigned to you. We've taken a crown jewel, something 2 to 3 years ahead of its time and any other option in the marketplace, and made it available in open source ahead of schedule so that we can continue this migration to a full open source distribution. Let me talk about contributors a second. Of course, we benefited from Nokia's contribution. We've also gained inputs from Docomo, Sony Ericsson, Samsung, of course. As you may recall, we're not going a direction of fragmentation like a lot of other platforms and systems out there. We're going to one of unification. So we've benefited from those early contributions. But I'm also proud to say, in terms of progress, we have many other companies that have already contributed to and committed to technology in this platform. We will continue to pull in these contributions and to work with our member community to grow this base, to create more innovation, more capability, and be more competitive with this operating system platform. Let's talk for a minute what we're doing with developers. One of the things we're doing is we're launching Horizon, a key publishing program for developers. It is a one-stop input mechanism out to many stores. Myself and a few others at the heart of this community have a strong opinion that the world doesn't need yet another app store from a developer standpoint. And in fact, when you are in the mass market, like the Symbian products and services are, one of the things you realize is that you actually have a much different obligation to consumers. An obligation you share with manufacturers who will create stores. An obligation you share with operators who will create them. And one of the most powerful things I think we've done for developers, we've also enabled this capability for third-party stores to come in and distribute applications and services. What I would love to see, and I'll help do it, you can hold me to it here today if you have this type of idea or these types of resources, is a small 4 to 6 person shop that gets a little VC money and says, you know what, we're going to build a better app store than Apple can, or that Microsoft can, or that BlackBerry has. I want to see that happen. That can happen with the type of program we have. And I would love to see developers have that outlet because it would bring some innovation and remove some control points from the marketplace in some really key ways that can help these products and services, not just the developers themselves. So, in some ways, what we endeavor to provide is this awesome lifestyle-enhancing button for developers, right? What's under that button? Code, kits, wikis and information, forums, people, publishing programs, access to the channel, products and services, robotic ducks, you name it. But I mentioned Horizon a second ago. This publisher program is key. What we're announcing here today is that we have launched and are open and are accepting applications. As we've alphaed this thing, we've already pulled in and received about some 50 applications. You see some examples of those here today. But I'm opening to you the opportunity to come submit your applications right into this store, right into this publishing program. We can help you with promotion, translation, channel and store access, and we've also increased the number of stores we're working with. So you have a real opportunity to get to market. Every developer in this ecosystem has that opportunity under this program. In fact, you can go out to the website today and look at a directory of these applications and submit yours right away. Let me talk a little bit more about what we're doing here. And I'm going to hand off to the next speaker in a few moments. You've heard me say it before, and I've been on what I will describe, and I think is fair to say, a bit of a circuit on this point, which is that we're living in an age of conversation. If you're running a business today, a call center is no longer enough in terms of how you listen to whether or not you truly interact with consumers or other companies or business partners. In this age, you have to listen in completely new ways. You have to be on the social networks and responding and listening. don't just run bots on Twitter, right? Make sure your employees are plugged in, listening directly to consumers, and so forth. That's what it means as a company to be in the age of conversation. It means being transparent. It means being frank. It means having a dialogue. And one of the things we felt we could do to really help this, to really get this age of conversation going for everybody in our ecosystem, is help them have a different type of dialogue. So, in part, this is why we've launched the new website.